What's going on, YouTube? It's No Chains, and I am back for another commentary, and this of course is another episode of my Cincinnati Bengals connected franchise owner mode with Mike Brown. This week we will be facing off against the Green Bay Packers here at Paul Brown Stadium. I cannot remember their record, and I'll explain why in a second. But I do believe it was 1-1. They were not undefeated like I would assume that the Green Bay Packers would be, especially led by that great quarterback right there, Aaron Rodgers. He's a great player. Hopefully we can make him uncomfortable in the pocket. Although this season so far, pass rush isn't something that we've particularly been great at. Although the defensive line and the whole team as a whole comes through in the second half, as you guys see or saw in the first 2 weeks versus the Bears and the Steelers. But this is just a heads up. If you hear the crowd in the background or you hear reoccurring noises, it's because I'm just looping a crowd sound effect that I found online on the full screen library, because this video had no audio, and then the whole recording for this week is pretty weird. That's why I didn't get to record their record or anything else. I just have the actual game. I don't want to get too much into it because I'm not sure if you haven't worked with video editing, or if you're not a commentator yourself, you won't know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, we were able to get a stop on their first offensive possession. We were able to get Aaron Rodgers to throw very non-Aaron-esque throws, and what I mean is not making great decisions. But in the first video, or the second video actually, of the regular season versus the Steelers, I got some comments saying that I should run the ball. And the reason why I did not run against the Bears defense and the Steelers defense is because I was getting shut down. Okay, I just want you guys to know that. Trust me, I'm not the type of guy that's just gonna pass it every single time. And this is what I was talking about. This recording was so wacky. I didn't get to see the original play, but I did catch the actual replay of it. And that was a 1-yard rush by Giovanni Bernard. And I'm sorry about that you guys didn't get to see the actual gameplay. Like I said, this recording, the Elgato, pretty much just screwed me over when it came to this recording. But Eddie Lacy is going to get a very, very nice rush. And that gives him 63 on the day. But back to what I was saying, I do run the ball. Trust me, I know I have a good tandem of running backs, but I was just getting shut down, and all of my runs went for about 2 to 5 yards. And I'm going to try to run it more in this episode that you guys are going to see. But they tied the game up at 7 right there, and Andy Dalton will be sacked on the play by Perry. I'm not sure exactly who that is, though. On a 3rd down and 19, we're going to try to come back to Sanu, but of course he will drop it. One of my friends from YouTube, Charles, said that I should train these receivers to catch the ball, and I really have been trying to get them. I try to set them up where they won't get hit, but they still drop passes. But look at this punt return touchdown by Randall Cobb, as he will celebrate. That is just disappointing. Very bad coverage. Actually, the coverage wasn't that bad. We just missed a lot of tackles. So Andy Dalton in the offense will try to fire back, as Sanu will finally catch a pass for a very nice 22-yard gain on the right side of the field right there. And Andy Dalton's back from the shotgun pass. We're going to hand it off to Ben-Jarvis Green-Ellis, and he will get a very nice game right there. So what I found in this game is that running from the shotgun is what works for me. As you guys see, Giovanni Bernard is going to run from the shotgun formation and get a nice touchdown of about 30 yards right there. And look at Giovanni Bernard get his cat daddy on real fast. That's not something I think he would really do in real life. He seems like the type of guy, judging from preseason and when he's actually gotten good plays, that he seems like the type of running back that'll just toss the ball to the referee, then go back to the sideline and get ready for the next drive. But that's what Giovanni Bernard was so successful in college. He was running out of the shotgun formation with North Carolina, and he was actually very effective with it. A lot of people doubted him in the NFL because they were saying that he benefited from a system that they were running in North Carolina due to the shotgun run formation. And, you know, let's get him comfortable. Let's get him back in his comfort zone, and that's exactly what we did on that play. And I'd say it's working out for us so far. But while I'm talking to you guys, giving you guys a background check on Giovanni Bernard, the Packers are constructing a very nice drive. And look at the dropped pass on 3rd down by their receiver. So they will have to settle for a field goal. And Andy Dalton will throw an interception to Jennings, and he will miss the tackle, or I will miss the tackle. and they will take it in for a touchdown. I can just never make Andy Dalton look good. I always make him look terrible. I'm sorry about that if there are any real Andy Dalton fans on my channel who are watching my vids. I'm really sorry that I make him look so terrible. But nonetheless, Marvin Lewis decided that we're going to come right back out and still pass the ball. I have to say that Andy Dalton does do a great job at rebounding from throwing interceptions. Anyway, we end up getting a field goal following that reception by Marvin Jones, and it is now halftime, and we trail by 7 points to the Green Bay Packers in what looks like it'll be a shootout. And I'm not worried at all because the Bengals go into almost every halftime so far this season trailing, and we've come out with a W. So I think that we can do the same thing. So this play right here is pretty much what was happening every play almost versus the Steelers and the Bears, and that's why I never really run it. But we would get that yardage right back off of a 17-yard reception to Aldrick Robinson. And as you guys see, Andy Dalton has completed 73% of his passes. Just made that one crucial mistake, which did turn out to some points for the Green Bay Packers. And we're going to hand it off to Giovanni Bernard. And this is easily his best day as a pro so far. 2 touchdowns, 54 yards off of 12 rushes right there. And Giovanni Bernard is rushing again for a gain of 4 yards or 5 yards. And on second down, we're going to throw a screen to Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, the law firm, and he will take it for a 6-yard gain right there. And we're going to hand it off to him again. This should have been called a touchdown, but it was not. And we're going to give it to him again, and this time he will get it in to the end zone, and we will tie the game up just like that. Our run game really came alive on that drive right there. And on second down and 2, Rodgers is going to float this one up to Jermichael Finley, and he will take it to the 46-yard line. Finally made it into our territory, but we have to buckle down and get this stop as they're going to hit Jermichael Finley again. He's going to break the tackle of Drake Kirkpatrick and then finally get taken down by Reggie Nelson. So Jermichael Finley is terrorizing us so far on this drive, and there he is again, taking the hit from Sean Williams. Sean Williams just plays with so much heart. Doesn't matter how big you are, he will hit you with a lot of force right there. But they're going to score anyway, this time to Jordy Nelson. And as you guys see, Aaron Rodgers doing this championship belt thing, even though they haven't won a Super Bowl since like 2 years ago. So just give it up, Aaron. I'm just playing. But anyway, Sanu will catch that pass. And what do you know? He is hurt on the play. But the more surprising fact about that play was that he held on to the pass. So we will follow that up with a 9-yard rush by Giovanni Bernard. And we're going to try a draw play to Green Ellis, and he will fight forward for a very good gain right there, getting us to around the 10-yard line. But nonetheless, on third down and 6, Andy Dalton will overthrow a very tightly covered Aldrick Robinson, but we don't want to come away with anything less than a touchdown, but we will have to do that. Great defense by the Packers as we went for it, and we will turn it over on downs, and they're going to look to capitalize off of that turnover, and they're going to try to increase their lead to 14 here late in the fourth quarter. But James Harris is going to force the rookie to fumble, but I cannot believe that Jordy Nelson was there to pick it up and advance it for a good chunk of yards following the fumble recovery. And that was a welcome to the NFL hit by James Harrison, by the way. But continuing to terrorize this secondary is Aaron Rodgers and Jermichael Finley. So the Packers take a more commanding 14-point lead here late in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left. But they're going to make a mistake and kick it to Bernard Scott, and he will go into the end zone to cut that 14-point deficit down to 7. So now it's up to us to get a stop and get the ball back for this offense. And Sean Williams is right there in the backfield, hawking the ball carrier down, getting the tackle for a loss right there. And on third down and 6, they're going to hand it to Lacey, and Vontaze Burfict will make a very nice tackle. So out of timeouts, the Bengals will take the control of the ball, and they kick it to Giovanni Bernard. He's going to cut it out to the left. Can he get around the corner? It doesn't look like he will, but he still will get us great field position where we're in a position where we have to score. Can the Bengals do it again? Andy Dalton rolling out, going to find a wide open Aldrick Robinson, but no, he drops the ball. We didn't sign you to do that, Aldrick. Andy Dalton back to pass, overthrows a wide open Sanu. Doesn't look like the Bengals want to win this game. It doesn't look like it. Andy Dalton back to pass again, finding a wide open, sure-handed Jermaine Gresham. And we're going to run the hurry up right here. We don't have a choice. We only have 30 seconds to get into the end zone. and we're going to run the hurry up. Everybody's back to the line. Andy Dalton back to pass. Wide open Marvin Jones up the sideline. And I tried to taunt, but I ended up spinning out of bounds. I am such an amateur. I'm such a rookie. But Jermaine Gresham will catch this comeback slant route and tie the game up, pinning the extra point at 38 each. That was a crazy finish to this game, or finish to this quarter, I should say, because the game is not over. Because the Packers still have a drive, and if they don't score on that drive, we will be forced to go to overtime. I like how Jermaine Gresham reached up over both linebackers and pulled that ball down. Like I called him earlier in that drive, he is sure-handed, and I love the way he caught that pass. Aaron Rodgers going deep, and it will be swatted down, so the Cardiac Cats do it once again. We will start an extra period here at Paul Brown Stadium. We have to do something to win this game. We've got to overtime against all odds, and we have to take advantage of this. Here's the coin toss. What are we going to do? We end up winning the coin toss, so we will receive the ball. Can Bernard Scott do it again? Can he get us great field position or even a score? He is out to the left side. Nothing but space in front of him, and he will get us past the 50-yard line into Packer territory immediately, and we're going to hand it off to Giovanni Bernard, and he will get a 4-yard gain. And if you don't know, the new overtime rules are you have to get a touchdown if you want to win. If you score a field goal, the other team gets a try. So we don't even have that in mind. We want to win this game, and we go down the middle to the sure-handed Jermaine Gresham, and just like that, the Cardiac Cats win their third straight via a game-winning touchdown by Andy Dalton. This guy, this team, for that matter, is playing tremendously. I just love it, the way we were able to come back in this game. With 2 minutes left in this game, we were down by 2 touchdowns. Great performance on special teams by Bernard Scott in the blocking. Great performance on defense, getting that final stop. And finally, a great performance on offense by Andy Dalton and the rest of this gang, getting a touchdown in overtime. I have to give the player of the game to Bernard Scott. He scored the touchdown to cut it down to 7, and then he turned around and got us past the 50. So I hope you guys are proud of this team just like I am. And the question of the day, as you guys saw in the beginning of the video, am I moving through this series too fast? Would you rather see one every other day? Let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one versus the Cleveland Browns.